Miami Heat to win the NBA title on Sunday night. Very few people saw this, only about 5.5 million. Those are the lowest ratings in the history of the NBA. By comparison, 18.34 million people watched Game 6 of last year's NBA Finals, and 11.4 million people watched the regular season NFL game on Sunday night. So why is this happening? It is a collapse. It's a disaster. Why? Well, the NBA, more than any other sports league, has completely embraced politics. People who dislike this country and the Chinese Communist Party. The league even printed the word Black Lives Matter on all of their courts. Like all corporate activism, it's fraudulent. People know that. NBA owners will complain about police brutality, but they cannot bring themselves to condemn, say, the slavery underway right now in China. Watch.
When it comes to human rights, I'm against all human rights violations around the world. China
including
is not
the ones in
country.
China?
China is not the only country with human rights violations.
Right, but do you condemn the genocide that's going on right now in China toward the Uyghurs?
I condemn all human rights violations.
Why can't you be specific?
Yes, because the way proclamations work in this country, the minute you say them anywhere, you're going to use this as a headline. Cuban says this, this, and this.
What's wrong with that headline? Cuban condemns ethnic cleansing in China.
Because I got to deal with the troll bots then.
Why would the NBA take $500 million plus from a country that is engaging in ethnic cleansing?
So basically you're saying that nobody should do business with China ever. They are a customer. They are a customer of ours. And guess what, Megan? I'm okay with doing business with China.
Yeah, Mark Cuban condemns ethnic cleansing. Who'd want that headline? The PR people would go crazy. That was Mark Cuban, of course, who owns the Dallas Mavericks. He was also a moral coward. I guess we didn't know that. In that clip, he sounded a little bit like Joe Biden. Can't say anything. Could be the headline. Are viewers ever going to go back to the NBA? Jason Whitlock has thought a lot about this. He writes for and helps run Outkick.com, and we're happy to have him on tonight. Jason, thanks for coming on. So first, just since you've covered this for decades, perspective on the numbers, on the viewership. Are these numbers as bad as they seem?
Yeah, they're really bad, Tucker, and there's no way to clean them up because, and I know they're competing against the NFL, they're not playing during their normal time slot, but they have LeBron James, who is allegedly the biggest star in all of sports. He's playing for the Lakers, the biggest star in the NBA, and they couldn't draw flies. This is a problem.
So what's the cause of it? I mean, it seems to me like there's a connection between the aggressive politics in the league and declining viewership, but I want to be fair and ask someone who follows it for a living.
It's multifaceted. Look, obviously COVID's had an issue, but there's no denying that this hard lean into anti-American sentiment has turned off traditional sports fans. Just think about the way sports have sold themselves for more than 100 years or close. Ever since Jesse Owens, 1936 Olympics, American sports have been the ambassador for Americana. We play the national anthem. It's a patriotic event. This is a total 180 in terms of branding and the way the NBA has presented itself. And a lot of people are just disconcerted by it. We used an analogy today on Outkick in a very outstanding piece about what's going on with the NBA. Just think of Disney World, where they play these games. Instead of Mickey Mouse as their brand ambassador, Cardi B was their brand ambassador. Suppose women dressed in Hooters outfits were strapping mom and dad and their teenage kids into Space Mountain. That would be quite a brand change and would be off-putting to the traditional Disney World customer base. That's what's going on here in the NBA.
Though it wouldn't shock me if Disney went there. So you must know Mark Cuban. Everybody knows Mark Cuban. I know Mark Cuban. He's not stupid. Didn't think he was stupid until that Megyn Kelly interview. Why wouldn't he just say, yeah, of course I'm against ethnic cleansing in China? Why is that so hard?
Because China is their #1 market that the NBA is interested in. America is not the NBA's priority. China is. And that's why, and Tucker, I'm not very political at all. I'm just not. But President Trump's America First agenda, this is what he's talking about. American companies, the NBA, being hijacked by foreign influence. This is what's happening to our country. I'm so glad it's being exposed in the NBA, because it's an opportunity to educate the average American sports fan or whatever, so you can finally understand what this foreign influence is doing to our country. They've turned a patriotic cultural event into an anti-American protest in the NBA and to some degree the NFL. We've got to put a stop to this.
Well, especially since, as you're describing it, they're doing it for the benefit of China, our chief rival on the world stage. I mean, that seems really sinister to me.
Look, China has 1.4 billion citizens. China is spending a lot of money trying to undermine America and American culture. This is what communist-run countries do. They smear the West and America as racist. Meanwhile, they are 1,000 times more racist than America. 1,000 times.
Exactly.
Again, this is a pet issue for me, a major issue for me, because I played football at Ball State. I'm a supporter of the school. We had a young man arrested, black young man, former football player, arrested in China on some bogus charges, spent 3 years inside a Chinese prison, cost me and others money to get him home. This whole thing of like, hey, we can't say anything about China, but we're going to blast America. It's hypocritical. It's dangerous. It's treasonous, and it needs to stop.
I'm going to look up that Ball State story. I had never heard that.
Wendell Brown.
I'll look it up. Jason Whitlock, thanks so much for that. Great to see you.
Thank you.